In the DIY workshop, we are going to take what some consider garbage and turn it into gold. In practice, we will learn how to join and separate objects, and how we can determine the midpoint of each object. We remind you that only with practice you can improve. You are welcome to download our files, or instead practice on a new file. The most important thing is to practice. We have several objects here. Each of the objects has a midpoint, which we call origin. To work, the plunger may be a little tired, but we will make a jewel out of it. The problem, it is built from two objects: a base and a stick, pompa and pompa stick. We will move the stick to its place, but they are still separated. We can join two mesh objects together. We will select one, then the other. We will go to the object menu and select join. Now they will be one piece of data under the last object we chose. We have one object that contains a data that is actually both the stick and the base, which share one origin. You see, we only have one object left here, called pompa base, to which we joined the second object. For clarity, let's rename the object to pompa, and the data inside it to stick and base. We actually have two shapes in the same data. Magnificent plunger. The origin is the object, that orange dot, which means that the object is the center of the information it contains. Object, data. If we want to edit the origin, we can go to Options, Effect Only Origin. We can now, with the Move tool, move the origin in space. So in practice, we move the object without the data inside. When we are done editing, we will turn off Effect Only Origin. Now we can go back to moving the object as we know it. The origin is also the pivot of rotation for the object. Another way to determine the origin location is to move the data relative to the object in edit mode. Enter edit mode, select everything, and move what's inside. Now we moved the data without the object itself. When we exit the edit mode, back to object mode, we can see the effect of moving the origin. From this we can understand that the object is the origin, and the difference between it and the data is how we edit the location of the origin. Let's move to the clock. It had better days, but it will tick back, I promise you. Let's start by separating the data into two different objects. It would be very difficult to rotate the hand like that. Enter edit mode, and I want to select this entire die. Instead of trying to select everything in a very tedious way, after selecting at least one vertex in a closed shape, we can go to the menu Select, select Linked, Linked, and the hand is selected. In order to separate the selected shape, go to the menu Mesh, Separate, Selection. Let's go back to object mode, and we can see that they are now separate objects. It's time to fix their names. We will change the name Base Clock, and our hand. The origin of the object we separated is in a strange place now, somewhere in between and in the same place for both objects. An effective menu is the Set Origin menu. We will select the base of the clock and go to the Object menu, Set Origin, and choose to snap the origin to the center of geometry. The problem was nicely fixed. Let's center the origin of the hand as well, so that it would rotate around its own axis. This time, after selecting it, I will get to the Set menu with the mouse right-click. This is where the Set Origin is, and we will choose Origin to Geometry again. Both origins are at the center of the data. But it's not always the center of the form or what we need. In this case, I want to be specific. I want the origin to be exactly in the center of the circle, at the base of the hand. Luckily, the Set Origin menu works well with the 3D cursor. If we are in edit mode and we want to snap the origin to the average location of what we select, let's choose the front and back faces. It doesn't matter if it's vertex, edge, or face. In the Snap menu, shortcut Shift S, we can tell the 3D cursor to snap to what is selected right now. Return to object mode, and in the Set Origin menu, this time select Origin to 3D cursor. Now, the origin is where we want it. Watch how time flies by. Let's move to the third object, the ballerina. And for this object, we will use all the tools we have learned so far. So, we have one piece here. We know that the handle and the ballerina have to rotate, so they need their own origins, which means to be separate objects. I will go into Edit mode, select the handle, and separate it. This time with the keyboard shortcut P. It gives us the separate menu, and we choose separate selection. I will select the ballerina too. And instead of going to the Select Link menu, I will use the shortcut Ctrl L, having chosen at least vertex or edge or face from the ballerina, and use the shortcut P, Separate Selection. Back to object mode, and we will see we have 3 separated objects. What left is to move the origin to the center of the expected rotation axis of the jewel box. Select the handle, Edit mode. It makes sense that it would be here. Shift S, cursor to selected, the 3D cursor moved to that location. Go out to object mode, right mouse click, set origin, origin to 3D cursor, and it's spot on. Very nice. If you press the spacebar on the keyboard, you will see that it's already spinning. And in the case of the ballerina, I will snap the origin to the center of the geometry. And voila! We gave those 3 tired objects a new life. So, what did we learn? We learned about the difference between an object and the data within it, that the origin is actually the object itself, and that the relativity between the origin and the data it contains can be edited. In addition, we learned that it is possible to join and separate objects, and thus separate or connect specific parts of our mesh. For any questions or clarification, we are here for you. See you in the next lesson.